Hello. And it has rotated incorrectly. I didn't do it early enough. So we are here to do the update for the Divine Partnership Collective. Those of you who are new are very warm welcome. I'm Yildiz from Yildiz Readings, and we're going to tune into the energy. Now, over the past few days of the readings I've done, I've had a lot of downloads. So I want to come to you, and I'll find where I wrote them all down because there's been a mass amount of them. There has been a lot of interesting energy coming through. Now, a lot of you might be operating from the point of view of being quite direct, okay? Being very direct, maybe even witnessing where people's frequency is coming from, but it can be very insensitive, okay? It can be very, I see your point, I see all sides of the fence. There's been a great amount of heart chakra activation. There's, for some of you, you guys might have been purging quite heavily. You're also getting a lot more done. Now, your eating may have changed, and Giggle and I talked about this morning. And I said to her, I don't know what's going on, but with the ascension symptoms and the energy that you're going through, what a lot of you are going to experience is doing a whole 360 on that, and suddenly it's like you've binge eating. I'm not a huge pasta eater personally, and it's because obviously when I went through my purging cycle and my awakening, I got to a point where I became quite vegan orientated, and I've always been quite attracted to that food medium, but I've been both a meat eater and a vegan at the same time. I have noticed that all of a sudden I was craving pasta, and it was, you know, meat and needing carbohydrate and energy to really replenish myself. So you're going to find a shift in the way you're eating over the next few days. You know, don't get paranoid if you're really, really eating a lot, because I do feel after the retrograde cycle, we're now trying to replenish and we're getting prepared. We're tuning into next month's energy. So those of you who are in your conscious mind and you are being guided to do very strange things, trust it, because it's usually the next month's astrology. You're already ahead of your game. You're getting prepared before the rest of the collective catches up. So the reason you're going to need more fuel is you've got a lot more tasks to do, okay? Saturn direct for me was bloody interesting. It was like bang, all of a sudden decision making, making huge shifts in my life, making huge leaps and bounds forward, jumping into a point of working out what's going to work better. A lot of paperwork, a lot of paperwork, and I think you guys are going to be going through that too. It's almost like a Mercury direct. That's what it feels like. It's like, right, now we've got to get a shit in order sort of thing. So you're going to find that you're going to be doing paperwork galore. I mean, if you could see my office floor, I've got tax paperwork happening, I've got other paperwork, I've got daycare paperwork happening so I can get back to business. Because, you know, with my current situation of now being in union, while now I am living with twin, it is a bit more difficult because there are children involved. So I'm looking at that so that I can get back to you guys more so. But you'll find that you'll be doing a lot of paperwork. The cleaning as well is over the Richter scale. It's, you know, I'm a very clean person regardless, but it's a different kind of cleaning. It's a bit like nesting when you're pregnant. And a lot of the ascension symptoms can come across as pregnancy symptoms, you know, for the feminine energies. There's base chakra that's being activated this morning. There's also cravings for fruit juice. Totally agree. It was like needing this liquid, needing this cold fluid to give us some energy to move forward. I'm now going back into a detox factor. So yes, I did have a huge energy requirement coming into me. And then after that fact, it's been definitely fluid again with crown chakra. We need that. But trying to be cautious that we don't go, especially with Pluto retrograde, you know, and the Pluto energy over the last few months, you can gain weight. So, I'm not finding that at this point to be so because of the purging and the healing. And you find a lot of times when weight has become stagnant, what happens is it's a pain body experience that hasn't been dissolved or evolved. And once that occurs, you tend to then drop that weight quite naturally. I'm noticing a trend when it comes to you seeing everybody's point of view. And even if you're going through a purge and a healing state, it's like you are in two paradigms. You're outside of yourself, nurturing yourself and communicating with yourself, which you know the truth. You're like, you know what you're doing. You know what's going on with you. You're trying to be as gentle as possible, but you're in your dense 3D body. As well as when you are purging, it's like your mind is saying to you, this too shall pass. Or this is how you need to look at it, even though you're battling with the 5D of what they're trying to tell you, which is your higher self. You are going to come to a grounded state. Some of you might have been dropping at a drop of a hat, and then coming out of it quite quickly, or feeling you have no control over that factor. Fatigue has been coming up very heavily. So some of you, it's a different energy to the retrograde. It's, how would I put it? It is an energy where you feel more energetic than we have maybe in 3 years, where we're trying to now achieve things to get them done. It feels like a new beginning. A lot of old things are ending out and you're jumping. It feels like time jumps and into new directions. And these new directions are divinely guided, but they're only a point in the journey at this point I'm seeing. Because I am seeing two major points coming where it's pushing you back on course, so to speak. So anything that you're changing and you're getting a little bit panicked about, trust it. It needed to happen, and it needs to happen for a reason. It's part of the storyline to shift you on this correct road you're going on. So again, I am still feeling it's part of the plan, but it's not the end game. Okay, it's not the end scenario. It's dissolving these karmic scenarios. You are going to be a bit more strict with people. And I do feel you getting to a point where you understand their point of view, but you're sticking up for yourself a little bit more. I also feel with the cleaning, it's preparing because you're going to be very busy. So the eating is more energy needed, and that's for the future. The cleaning is preparing. It's literally ending cycles. It feels like the eclipse energy has started to really play out in the 3D with Saturn direct. Again, with Pluto going direct, I feel that's where those energies are going to come up. And again, this morning meditating, I did feel, again, the 27th come up for this month quite interestingly. So this weekend for you guys, do be mindful. Follow your gut. Are you intuitively feeling something's going to occur? Trust it, because I'm feeling it's going to occur and I can feel the vibration. It might be like a shock, but it's meant to happen. So you just need to understand that everything does happen for a reason. Some of you at the moment, and I've pulled cards, but I'm tuning into my psyche of what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing 3 pockets of times. October, huge forward movement. No, more in your 3D life. This is more to do with your physical 3D life. If you're a twin flame, your physical twin flame partnership energy or karmic energy surrounding it. But something in your world physically shifting. Yes, the economy is, but this has been going on for a long time. And, you know, when we talk of 2020, a lot of the shifts that we're getting prepared for, those of you who are going through an awakening, be it you're a twin or not, you're already in your conscious mind about the transformation. So we're leading by example. We can't change other people, but we can lead by example. And I'm feeling that we're really guided to, if we're getting the paperwork done, it's for that foundation next year. This year has been a foundational year. But in a sense of moving through the matrix of the 3D tasks, the beliefs, the blocks. Different to what we have the last 2 years, but I am feeling to prepare us for 2020. All of these things are part of Capricorn and Cancer with the nodes being there. The astrology talks about shifts in consciousness, the Schumann effect. The Schumann resonance talks about the awakened conscious mind, which it transforms the brain waves. All of those things are very relative, both in astrology, both in science, both with the transits of what they predict, especially with the placements. They do talk about global change when it comes to weather. You find when you have, we go through cycles of having eclipse seasons, and they, to my belief, they generally go in 2-year pockets. So we're moving into that into next year and at the end of the year with those frequencies. It does change the environment. It's a bit like the ocean going in and out. Then with the planets that interacts with it, which is the ocean, which is Neptune, Pluto as well, and the retrogrades, plus we have the eclipses, it intensifies weather patterns. So we're noticing this year, not just because of global warming, but also because of what the planets are doing, how close they are with the eclipse cycles. It's shown in history that these things happen. We will be prepared for what is occurring, but there's shifts, and there also sometimes we need 3D things to happen to bridge us together. So we need to trust in that process. The pockets of time I'm seeing is October being very fast paced, but you're going to need to be thinking on your feet. The next point I'm seeing, which is a catalyst to change, is the in-between pocket of November and December. Now, 2020 is a very good year for dual action when we're working together. It's a number 4 vibrational year. Again, as they say, if you do the work, you'll get the best out of it, but it's quite team orientated. So, you know, yes, the astrology can denote war theoretically if you listen to other videos, okay? But again, it's making different aspects. But you can only look back in history when it comes to astrology as to what happened back then, as to a potential of what could happen now. But our conscious mind and our hearts, our vibration is raising. So the way we interconnect with each other is how we will get things to work, okay? What I'm seeing is a lot of you are still healing, and the strength is some of it you don't have to do. Some things you don't have to do. And I'm seeing the Leo moon, and I've got to remember back to when that was. From the Leo moon, I feel as though with the eclipses as well, there were things where the Lionsgate portal, etc., we weren't having this forward movement, and it's been quite bombardment since then. It's loosening up, but it was to take your power away because some things needed to resolve, evolve, and transform. It's made you more patient, but for your sanity's sake, because, you know, when we're going through those 7 stages of healing, you actually come to a place you're more rational. It's a bit like being sick. It's like, okay, what do I need? Food, water, sleep, too tired, don't even want to argue with you. This is what I'm going to do. This is what's coming through here. And this is bringing you back to your spiritual sense. A lot of you are needing to ground yourself. This morning, I picked a red stone for base chakra. Again, take your shoes off, anchor your energy in. Mother Earth, get yourself grounded, okay? Feminine energies are really coming up quite heavily at the moment. Feminine energies are going to be interesting as well. I did listen to another channeling this morning. And obviously, you know, when we're in our conscious mind and our third eye and crown chakra, we know what the story is, and it's relevant to us of what we believe it means. One of the things I was hearing is that karmic energies are going through a transformative stage, but potentially not liking that frequency. It's similar to going through ascension symptoms in the dark night of the soul, and they are very, what would the word be, temperamental at the moment in their own life. So caution on that notion when it does come to those energies. Again, believe in what's happening in 2020 and know that it is for your higher good, but I do feel still there is a lot of communication coming in, and this is in the next week for a lot of you that are twins. Keep in your truth, okay? You will find you're rejecting, dejecting, not wanting anything that is not in your higher good. And this can even be with TF, okay? There's no room for BS. It's like you're not angry. Some of you might be, and that's a pain body experience that you're working through. That's okay. But it's more a truth coming through where you've gone past the point of having to change for other people, and that's all, okay? Not just one side. And this is where some of the conflict can be coming from. Yes, there's a left and a right on each coin. There's every side to a story, but at the same time, it's regardless of another person's story, you know your truth. And it's not to discount theirs. It's merely to say, don't make me discount mine just because you're not choosing to see my side. That's a you problem, not a me problem, okay? Let's get into the read and see what's coming through. Try and keep, you know the deal. Keep grounded. Breathe. Some of you may have been avoiding other people, and one thing I've noticed in the last 2 years is both Giggle and I, when we are dealing with the public, you will find that you, and Giggle's probably like, what's she going to say? You'll find energetically as you're going through your ascension, you will vibrationally feel on your skin, your crown, your back, a bit like an animal sensing something, like an earthquake or something to that degree coming. You sense a person's vibration and you will not make eye contact with them. Yeah, that thing. You won't make eye contact with them. You're like, and it's annoying this because it's actually protecting your auric field. It's also protecting you from absorbing their frequency, and you're like, no, you got things going on. I'm not owning that vibration, and you will not look at them in the eye. And it might seem like the bitchiest thing to do. And I've been in awareness of it. I just didn't know other people were doing it. I didn't really think much of it, but it's like, I will not make eye contact with certain people because obviously being an empath, and as you develop and you're going through your ascension symptoms, you physically are psychic. You physically absorb vibrations. So to look at it is to acknowledge it, is to own it and vibrate it. So you will choose then to white light yourself by not looking at them. You'll look, and it might be you're going through a drive-through. I grabbed myself a soy milk cappuccino the other day, and as I was driving through, I was like, thank you, and I paid for it. And I took my card, absolutely no eye contact. Don't want their BS. That's their BS, love and light, no BS. And it's a natural thing my body does now. Yet one could look at you and think, how rude, make eye contact out of respect. But some cultures don't actually make eye contact, that they feel it's disrespect. A bit like a photo. Okay. So that has been one unique thing coming through. I feel a lot of you already know that some of you may feel unsure. Like, are you going in the right direction? What do you need to do? There's 2 ways this can go. And the first card that come out is the 2 of coins. There's 2 ways this can go. You only have control over what you're doing. You don't have control over another person, a karmic, a place, or a thing. Okay? But you sense something is off. Other people around you are off. They might be looking at things and projecting and ascending in a very harsh manner. And you feel for them. And I feel 2 scenarios are going to play out. And it's weird how I get messages from cards. 2 scenarios are going to play out to show you both sides of the coin. These 2 cards, to me, just visually, the vibration, I'm feeling they look exactly the same. And it's like, I feel there is an energy that's coming through. I'm feeling the vibration, and it's 2 scenarios playing it. I feel it's between 2 weeks. Between now and 2 weeks, potentially weekend connected, where a scenario is going to play out, and you, another person, or a group are going to see 2 ways the situation can go. It feels like you're going backwards, but more in a mindset that you are seeing the truth. It's like putting the pieces of the puzzle together and going, wow, why didn't I see that? Things will make more sense. Some of you are frustrated that other people aren't seeing things the way you are. Some of you are just accepting that and thinking that's their path. So it depends on how, and everything does happen for a reason. Yeah. I do feel good karma's coming though. Towards those of you who have really been in the thick of it. And I mean, I've had a lot of people message me. I do get you guys actually inboxing me, emailing me, which I'm absolutely fine with. And we bounce back and forward. When I've got 5, I'll message you back. And we bounce off the factor that, I even made this comment the other day, and Twin said exactly the same thing. And we were talking about the aspect of karma, and, we in a higher conscious way tend to say, okay, we can't change what another person does, even if they're doing something bad. And you try and take the high road. And after a while, when you're taking the high road, you're sort of like, yeah, but I don't believe in that. Don't believe in the fact that, yes, in a way, you're choosing the right way, because that you shouldn't be doing something just because there's a wrong and a right, and because they've done wrong, you can do wrong, and that makes it all equal. It doesn't work that way. It may make you feel vibrationally out of alignment by doing something karmically to them, or other people, places, and things, if you get my gist. But the experience of the conversation we were having was pretty much, even if you are good, doesn't mean good's going to happen. And it was this lower frequency energy that shifted through quite quickly. But a few people have been feeling it, almost like, when are these people going to get their karma? And I feel you came to peace with that quite quickly, but I'm hearing and I'm sensing that there is a karmic shift, and it is a balance. And I feel this is what the Two of Coins is about, okay? It's the balance coming of the scales, and I'll have to look at what what the Venus is doing. Because I'm feeling as though with those two sides of the coin, there is a karmic balance when it comes to those of you who have really been in the thick of it. I really feel some doors are opening for you guys suddenly, and it's like, are you serious? But you're humble about it. It's created this great humbling effect with you, that you're not going 20 paces. You're just trying to embrace the good that has occurred with what's coming, okay? With the other energies of the lower frequency energies that have been really in the thick of it, potentially in the dark night of the soul, this can be karmic people or karmic scenarios. I'm feeling as though they're still avoiding the download of what they're getting in their higher conscious mind. They're seeing what is right, what is wrong. And if they're still operating from that, I'm seeing disasters occur. And I'm seeing it not anger, frustration, bitterness, manipulation, but also a karmic balance, an educational lesson. They may have a belief about, commitments in general, what they're supposed to look like, and that potentially, and again, when we're talking karmic, it doesn't have to be a person. It can, but I'm talking more in layman's terms of this energy could be a karmic partner, be it they're together or not. The energy could also be a sibling, a child. It could be a boss. Whatever that energy is that is causing an effect towards the feminine or masculine's life, they have an opinion about what you're doing. And these scenarios could be holding ties to you in some spiritual way, external or directly towards you. They're not seeing things for what they really are because they're in their ego about it. There can be some jealousies coming from this as well. And they're trying to change their tactic, which is, haven't even read the cards yet, and I'd mentioned that. They're trying to go around to manipulate the scenario, because every way they tried before was not working on this occasion, and now they're having to take quite a tactical approach because it's amping up the aggression and the frustration. They're waiting for a correct moment, but it's causing it's causing karma towards them because they're operating at that lower frequency. It's directly affecting their chakras. They feel this is unjust, but this is a balance of karma. So whatever's happening is because of seeds they've sown. Okay, for those of you who are in your higher energy and you're just trying to physically move forward and you've had some shitty karma, you felt cursed, you're manifesting your way out of this, okay? And this can be bringing all of the good deeds to you forward. It might be causing, because you had been unwell, because you'd been thumped around by life. Again, these downloads from the Pisces moon I'm seeing, and I'm feeling between now and I'm not even feeling, and I will tune into the energy of the next 2 moons. So Giggle, can you remind me? This is all signs so far. I may pull a card per element. Okay, you keeping centered and getting to the point. Oh, I hope I'm not getting a phone call. It's going to cause the healing, okay? So those of you who have had a crappy time, and this is for feminines and masculines, your karma is going to suddenly start going in your favor. So there's going to be some energy shifting that you're going to have some blessings from universe. And this is to give you a hand because you passed a test. It's a physical, spiritual test. Now, the current energy at the moment, there's movement, okay? So things are going to start shifting and it's going to be quite quickly. And this is where your hungers come from all of a sudden when that hits. The people around you that have ego, you're going to visually see them, experience them, hear from them, hear gossip about them. You will know their frequency before you've heard it. And you know that karma will sort this situation. So if you've detached and you've taken the high road, you're going to reap good rewards. But there is a nasty person surrounding you at the moment. And it can be causing conflict towards you or twin, but it's affecting both vibrations. So anything that's held you stagnant, there is a karmic energy coming through. They're going to visually be seen, but they're taking a tactical approach and it's going to quite shame them. Okay, you're just going to continue to make healthy choices. What you are putting out there is what is coming back to you, as well as I am seeing mother-related, feminine-related. This is both karmic females and feminines. There's areas coming up of tribe consciousness, okay? And I'm going to pull 3 cards for that. Yeah. Does feel like a Venus retrograde. I have to see what aspects Venus is doing because I kept hearing Venus. Okay, there's going to be a change in direction. So anything surrounding, and again, this is, I feel the nodes being in Cancer, family-related dynamic. The Empress also, you know, you're trying to keep your pure heart. I'm seeing 2 correlating energies, and there's 2 of coins. All I'm seeing is 2 energies. The 2 sides of the coin being shown, and this is to both feminine and masculine, 2 ways, the light and the dark, and through the light and the dark, even if you're showing light and you'd love to show the dark, but you're like, I'm just going to do the right thing, I'm just going to do what feels right by me, walking your truth. I feel you will reap the rewards, but you do need to be quite careful and choose your battles wisely. Watch and see this play out. This is going to cause a change in directions, and I feel it's between now and the next moon phase. And the next moon is Aries in October. Now, anyone who's being pushy, anything that's meant for you will be for you, no matter what. That's the reality. You shouldn't have to push. You shouldn't have to fight. If you do, let it be. Let it fall down like a tower. This is a family-related dynamic coming to a close. What is meant to be there will be there. What is not is going to be gone. There is a large karmic energy coming through. Great. Now, let me see. 3 cards for water signs. Water. What do we need to know for water sign twin flames? Twin flame soulmates. Even though they're both different energies. Okay. I'm hearing not being away with the fairies. Really seeing the truth of a situation. Okay. A family-related dynamic falling down, or seeing the truth of a situation and focusing quite on what does and what doesn't work. What's not working is going to come up, right? It's in reverse. So this family-related dynamic, it's landed on that. It could be a work domain. It could be a family, a mother, father, brother, sister. It could be an ex-karmic. It could be a current karmic. Whatever, children, etc. Whatever is and isn't working will be shown that it will either be rectified to make it work, or it will be shifted to a point where it will balance out. swear this house is haunted. Okay. Air signs. What do we need to know for air signs? Okay, you're going to learn something. There is something you're going to learn. You're focusing back on your spirituality, but you're going to read something and it's going to trigger a light bulb moment. You're also, this could be a text, an email, focusing on yourself, writing, journaling. You could come across something that was written to you a long time ago, and it's going to bring some old energies up, but I'm feeling communication in some shape or form. A lot of written. Now, when I'm saying writing, it could be waiting for a letter to come in, waiting for money to come in, but it's whatever this waiting is. You guys also have a lot to share. But you're changing the way you're dealing with this scenario. As I'm also seeing manifestation. Now, with this manifestation, I feel as though you guys are getting to a point you're rewriting the story. You're like looking at it and going, okay, I'm going to check the notes. Does the storyline look acceptable to me? A shift in direction. I do feel you're very protected. I do feel you're ascending to the next level. You're getting a lot of downloads psychically. And you're healing people around you by your actions. I also feel a transformation in your life and the connection and the movement forward. But something's going, okay? Something's going to make room. This might be you getting away for a little bit to allow the energy to settle. I'm also feeling you might have had a vision about it. And this can even be like you have two guides around you. And simultaneously, two people that you know are going to go through this transformation. Again, I keep hearing two. Two keeps coming through quite heavily. Okay, earth signs. Okay, somehow you're going to have to look inside your heart and understand what it is you want is as important as what another person wants. Unless you want it, it won't work. Now, there is a decision that you're making. You're having a lot of aha moments, but your compassion is growing through the scenarios that are happening around you, right? You're getting a lot of downloads, but you see every person's point. You don't know whether to go left or right, but there's someone in your way, and this isn't a person that has a spiritual connection. This is some other energy that's blocking the scenario. And I do feel this is connected to tribe as well. All the middle cards coming through for each sign of these blockages that I've mentioned are to do with this balancing out that's occurring. You're going to hear some songs, or someone might even give you a song and they want you to go back and listen to it again. It's got a hidden message. Okay, there is a vibrational, distorted energy coming through here. I feel between now and the next moon that you may experience. And again, whatever's being shown for each sign, I feel it's relevant collective energy because the same location, similar cards are coming through, is that there is going to be an exposure of what's not working and an opportunity to heal and rectify it or shift in a complete different direction. What was the last one? I've done water, air, earth, fire. Okay, we need to do fire. Oh, okay. Now, we do have a Scorpion moon in October, and I am feeling that to be quite interesting. It's a bit like the Virgo energy, which was coming to me in a download. In a sense that if it's working, it's working. If it's not, it's like, does this hold value? If it doesn't, you're going to dive in deep and go, is this a deep connection? Is it not? Okay. And that can be work. It can be career. It can be the path you're physically going down, the people you're entertaining, your family domain, your tribe, or anything. It's going to be deep. If it's not working, you're tapping out. You're like, no, time out. Some of you are already experiencing next month's astrology now because you're in the 12th house. You're listening to the downloads and you're already taking direct action. Now, for fire signs, you're not going to see this coming. This is a feeling versus a seeing. But something you're not seeing is playing out. I feel the reason this is occurring. Okay, I'm getting two messages. You might be seeing it, but you don't see how it's going to work. So, with the not seeing how it works, detach from that. Allow it to evolve, because unfortunately you're getting the downloads ahead of time. The downloads that you're having ahead of time are another person's vibration. Now, their vibration of what they need to deal with is their situation, their karmic dynamic that they've attracted into their life, be it you with them or not. Keep yourself grounded. And I'm seeing higher heart chakra with the way she's got her hands. You'll gain clarity, and you're clearing and assisting with this transmutation of frequency from another individual and other people in general. But you do need to white light yourself, because you can become quite tired and fatigued and overwhelmed. You're rejecting energies as well, and you're... Okay. I'm seeing an energy where you may have that much compassion for a scenario. You might be helping what's meant to break. And I don't mean helping it to prevent it from breaking, when you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to allow nature to take its course with something. So empathically assess whether some person needs your energy or not in a transitional state they're physically going through. So whatever that be, if you don't need to, step back, because healing doesn't have to be physically doing something. It can be knowing when to step back and when to step forward, because then you're taking that person's power away from owning it, okay? You see a tower coming, okay? You can sense a tower coming. You will before it occurs. Your manifestation at the moment, you have that power as much as any other. So the reality is, what is supposed to be coming towards you is due to a past tense manifestation you have, but on the 3D, you're looking at it and you're going, how does that match? Trust in the process that you're getting taken to the correct path, because it is resolving it. Now, I'm going to pull a card per moon energy. Now, we do have the Aries moon coming up. What cards should I use? What do we need to know? Animal totem. Okay, what is coming up for the Aries moon in October? And then I better charge my device because I have another booking. I'm multitasking. I'll have one more video left to do for a client. So if you know who you are, that will be coming very shortly. I've been ploughing through work. Okay, this Aries moon, look at Aries and Chiron. Accountability, taking direct action, looking at it from your perspective. Something that hasn't changed is going to come to the forefront between now and the next moon phase. It's going to cause a healing. You're going to have to look at the bigger picture of the situation. What are you passionate about? What aren't you? And it can cause conflict. But you need to follow your dreams. It's taking you back to your actual spiritual path. So whatever's going by the wayside and getting burnt away like the Phoenix rising, which really this month was feeling that frequency, I feel around the 27th, 28th, there is an energy that's shifting. It's going to happen very quickly. It may confuse you, but it's supposed to go that way. You just got to trust the process. Okay, the Scorpion moon. Okay. Wow. No tolerance, just no tolerance for what's not working. So if you guys haven't shifted by the Aries moon into your correct path of where you feel guided to, and don't get paranoid, especially with astrology, follow your intuition. if something's snagging it and you don't feel it's in alignment with you, that's your signal, okay? So don't go, oh God, doomsday, you know, something's coming. No, trust your intuition. You are your nav man. Some things that are irritating us can come up to the surface, okay? But to come up, they're resolved or they're dissolved. They're gone. There is going to be some clarity about this. You're going to see the weight of consequences. This is for feminines and masculines. The things that aren't working, and what does sweat do? It purges out of you, okay? The things that are keeping you in a vice or a bind, they're going to come up. It's also this energy where you're going to look at what you're carrying, that you need to look at it and go, look at the way the buffalo is looking into the snow that's cold. It's like, is this even worth it? I've been carrying around enough crap. Is it really, really worth it? Warrior of the heart. I feel this is masculine energy personally. But believe me, it'll affect you too. So each party will be doing the same thing and healing it, but looking at it and maybe being up at 3 a.m., looking at it and going, you might be up all night, but it's almost to reach a point of no return where a decision has to be made. But instead of waiting for it to come to you, I feel it's actually taking direct action because you feel you've gone off course. You're like, this is not working. Something's not working. It could be your schedule. It could be a 3D situation. It could be a pet. You get my gist. Any questions? Have a safe weekend for those of you moving into the weekend. And yes, I will be coming back more. I'm working on my foundation to get back on track. Apologies. Recently, yes, my father did pass, and yes, I am okay. I feel the purging and the healing I did over the last 2 years has helped me look at things very differently. So yes, it does help us. But yes, I will be getting back on track. Obviously, the booking system is open. I've blocked a few mornings out for me in Perth, WA. That's so I can start recording the videos for October. Good old October. Most welcome, guys. Again, I do video, telephone, as in telephone, not Skype, telephone, Skype as well. So I do video link where I record the video and I can send it to you via email. Telephone calls where you can contact me, email, or Skype. Now, if you're needing anything else, I do group functions as well. And yes, in person I can arrange it, but it will be at a location separate to the office. Any questions? If you need guidance tuning into your TF path, I can actually tune into your own vibration psychically and from experience, and I will know where your blocks are because I've been there, okay? I have been there. Thanks, guys. Most welcome. Now, if anyone, I had a lovely lady who's a regular and she attempted to call me. If you can't get through, email me, I'll reschedule you. And if you need to change it from a telephone to an email to a Skype, give me a heads up. Yes, I can. Obviously, a week, 2 weeks ago, it was difficult because father was hospitalised. And the only reason I rescheduled you is because of that. Okay? So other than that, I'm got one video down and I'm completely caught up and we're back to business as usual. Love and light, and I'll talk to you soon.